Who I believe to be the true birthers of choosing beggars, it's entitled parents. Our first one is from Agitated Pudding 7259. I'm 35. Got fired from my last job right before the holidays with zero explanation. 2 weeks later, I got an offer in Denver for $83,000, $23,000 more than my last job. But my parents yell, saying, "It's too expensive. $83,000 isn't that much. Not enough to live anywhere else but here. It's too cold. What are you gonna do with your house? If you sell, you'll never afford to buy another home. If you rent it out and the job doesn't work, you won't have a place to go back to. If you rent it out, whoever you rent it to will destroy your property. Where are you gonna put all your stuff if you rent it out?" They want me to turn this opportunity down, which means staying on unemployment until something else comes up or that shit runs out. Stay put and keep looking for local jobs in Kansas. My dad sent me a job posting for an administrative assistant at a local university for $15,000 less than I was making at my last job. I've been a project manager for 7 years, an admin assistant job photocopying some old dude's documents, arranging his folders, scheduling his meetings. Sounds like a huge step back to me. That is a job I would hate, and I'm overqualified for. He shouted at me I was damn stupid for not applying for it. Meanwhile, my sister is turning 38, has never moved out of my parents' house, and doesn't drive herself anywhere. Mom drives her to and from work every day, which they have no problem with. Why aren't they questioning what is she doing with her life? They're so hands-off when it comes to her life choices. What's crazier is their talk is making me second-guess my new gig. I turned down a job in Boston 2 years ago because of this type of pressure, and look what happened to me. I took a pay cut and then got fired. Now I'm thinking about doing it again. There's no support for me whatsoever. They say I'm gonna fail and not have anything to come back to. I'm all torn up about their behavior and doubting. Their words have made me feel awful about everything. The parents that feel entitled to control their children's lives are just the absolute worst, especially like in this case, having zero faith, automatically assuming their kid is gonna fail. Those are the shittiest kind of entitled parents I think I've ever heard of. This next one is by Former Fruit. I'm 29. My mother got me a pair of Birkenstock sandals for the summer for Christmas, and I absolutely hate them and have told her this before. I sound so ungrateful and hate my attitude, but it's also what I know this represents. She keeps going on about these shoes, and every time, before she gave them to me, I said I have no interest in them, which is the truth. I have sandals already, which do me fine. I did not need new shoes. She has her own, and I feel she's trying to inflict this on me. Every Sunday, when I'd see her in the summer on a day off, she'd comment on what I was wearing. "Why aren't you wearing your sandals? At least you're wearing sandals today." I'm already dreading the summer now because I know this will be the existence of every Sunday. "Good, you're wearing your Birkenstocks. They're great shoes, aren't they?" And I have no choice but to go along with it, or I'm the worst person in the world. I have stated on so many occasions I do not like the brand. I don't find the shoes comfortable. I'm also trying to improve my spending and saving habits. I refuse to buy things I do not need a duplicate of, cut down on what I don't need, quality over quantity. That's another reason I can't stand having the new shoes. I know I didn't pay for them, but I do not need them. My current ones work perfectly, even at around 6 years old. I wore them all summer long and love them. I went to Rome in August, doing around 30 to 40,000 steps a day, and they were ideal. She does it constantly with 2 pairs of shoes she has already bought me. Whenever I wear them, she comments or asks, "You're lucky to have those shoes. Are they very comfy, those shoes?" Every single time. Look, they're only shoes. It's absolutely harmless, but it's still very strange that she has to do it every time. I think my issue lies more with what I know this represents rather than the shoes. I remember looking at them when I got them in the box. This is a separate toe split as well, which I detest. I feel so ungrateful because her intentions were good and she spent a lot of money too. What do you think? Why is she trying to push this onto me when I said I'm not interested? But the fact that she feels entitled to control what her kid wears on her feet, like absolutely nuts, especially when that kid is a grown adult. And our final one is from Crazy123. I, 20 male, still live at home with my family. I've been diagnosed with ADHD and autism for about 15 years and have been taking medication for them both. Just recently, I ran out and will not be able to get a refill till this coming February. My parents were horrified about that fact and wanted me to call my pharmacist to get just a small amount to keep me medicated till I can get a refill. I didn't do that. They got so mad and basically told me I couldn't function properly without them, when in reality I can't function to what they want me to do. My parents have me do practically every chore around the house while having a full-time job, and my 25-year-old brother, who also lives at home, does no chores, and his excuse is that he works night shifts. This last week has been the worst of it. My father gets in constant arguments with me about my desk being a mess, when it just has a ton of equipment on it that's being used at all times, and it also has an unopened Coke can. No matter how much I clean and make it to what they want, they still don't think it's good enough. And my mom just lets it happen and tells me to listen to my father. I don't listen to them because they want me on medication that they keep wanting my dosage increased every few years and soon will make me a mindless zombie. They're really bad when my girlfriend is over because she dresses gothic and also happens to work at a processing plant in Springfield, Ohio, and they constantly talk about how the community there are eating dogs and cats and being incredibly racist. I can't wait to leave their hellhole of a house and never look back. It's one thing to look after and be a responsible parent to make sure your kid has the things they need, especially if they do happen to need medication, but you're a really shitty entitled parent to think when they're an adult you can control their life and their medication and keep increasing it to potentially zombify them. Absolute pieces of work of parents. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled Parents. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.